just because it'd be hilarious. But, I would definitely agree that when we see a team, both teams have a good diversity of classes, it really kind of comes down to who really is going to be the better team, especially on this map. Battle of Kylo. Awesome map.
I love this map as well, mate, and we're going to have a look at the splits as we come out here. We do see that 2 of red are going over to Windmill. Thief's going to go via Windmill to maybe potentially take out Blue's Treb. We do see mid-fight potentially going to happen. Red actually look like they're going to be going... splitting across the whole map here, being quite offensive as well, going to Henge at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do see the mid area being completely conquered by 3 players of the iLogic squad, which is, one thing I also want to note is that their Mesmer is actually running a Mantra of Distraction, which is really, really interesting. Mantras, of course, having a very, very long prep time, but being able to insta-cast them twice every time you do charge them up. But we do see him dealing a lot of damage here with that Greatsword. Going to be, of course, using the standard... That was... How the heck did he get... So he just teleported through the roof? That was okay.
There's a lot of different teleporting with Staff and Blink as well. In different areas, you can actually port from the bottom ground outside of the clock tower to the mid in there. If you use the Staff too and turn around, is really, really good actually. I think there's a couple of Mesmer videos, different people doing that, like Subcutie and Hellsep. But you can see Rock is just going for the down on Shaq there. He did get the mini teleport off. Surprised he didn't actually get downed off that. Rock's going for that down now on him. But I think Infamous is choosing to... Sorry, not Infamous. Yeah, Infamous. There's 2 guys called Infamous. Infamous Sanjin is just trying to... He really just wants to hold the point. He didn't even help Shaku trying to go for the... trying to res him there, unfortunately.
Yeah. And, another thing that we kind of can take a look at here is we are going to see the Mansion be a good point of contention here. We are going to see the Engineer drop down his Elite as well as pull out his Flamethrower turret, which is going to do a lot of burning damage to this Necromancer. And, wow, that last burst of flame there completely took it down the Necromancer. He's going to pop that Elixir S and might be able to actually stomp him out. He does stomp him out there, and nicely done there by the Engineer. What he did was actually pop that Elixir S and get completely immune to any sort of form of crowd control. Was able to take him out, but unfortunately he's going to go down here as well versus the rest of Infamous Squad as they just completely gang up on him. And right now it is a 2-cap to 1-cap in favor of Logic Squad.
Indeed it is. I mean, that, like some people have been talking in chat, the Engineer's sole role, it looks like in this game, is to go to Henge, go to far and do decap that point. Engineer's getting very much the decapper the rep at the moment, which seems to be very useful. Either that, or they're going more for grenade condition damage, either using elixirs or just going for pure condition traits and just doing it that way. I mean, that flamethrower has got so much control. The bomb kits, I'll double check, but they can heal him as well if he's gone in for that. We'll check out his spec in a minute. We do see on the Windmill at the moment, we've got quite a good fight going down between the Thief and, Infamous Django is just going to go down there off point. Unfortunately, he's just going to get bled out here by Demon, who's just going to bleed him out off the point, which is just the best thing he can do. Really, he's just going to leave his phantasms on him, and he's just going to go down there. Shaku is still on the he's actually on the Treb at the moment. He's just going for mid. He's trying to get help. Infamous Sanjin, the Guardian there. We did see a stop, just did go down on the point, but that Treb is really, it's like having an extra 1 or 2 people there. Guardian just getting him up there on the point as well.
Yeah, that Treb just playing a kind of big crucial role there. We are going to see Tianku, I believe that's how I said the name, getting pushed back here by by the warrior here on to Infamous 5. We are going to see him try and revert back here. Looks like he's going to go towards the waterfall, not the waterfall, wrong map, the windmill. I always get those 2 mixed up for some reason. I have no idea why. It happens every single time. And he's going to be able to decap this and possibly get a 3-cap going here for Logic Squad. And, one thing that is really, really important to note here is that this Engineer keeps going towards the close point for Infamous 5 and just causing a lot of trouble there. Going to be popping that Elixir S here once again to try and run away here. He might be able to get away there, but the important thing is he was able to decap that point entirely and now no team has a point, and no team is scoring anything. But unfortunately, we are seeing the points go in favor of the Logic Squad, 248 to 68 points, as both teams now take a control point, both of them at the same time.
Yeah, Red are very much in control of the match at the moment. Not really. The team fights aren't really that crazy. Like, they're not going to Red that much, but they're just taking the map a lot better. But I mean, Damon, as I just flipped to while you were talking about the engineer on the other side there, he had a portal down over at Windmill. It was at mid. He came back a little bit late, but he just did keep that point contested against the warrior from Blue, against Tyke, who's just respawning now. Yeah, they've got map control at the moment. Monkey
big map control, yeah.
Down on the roof randomly. He's just going to res himself unless Blue can get back on him, but he's actually fully up now. There's 3 of Blue on the midpoint against 1 of Red. Sorry, my bad. 2 against 1. They need to try and maybe... It feels like a bit too much bunkering going down at the midpoint at the moment for Blue.
Yeah, I mean, right now Blue's focusing most of their firepower onto this midpoint, which I would disagree with. I would try and go for the kind of counter close points and their close point as well. Mid just being a little bit harder point to control most of the game. That's usually one of the points that just kind of sits there for kind of any team to take. And most teams are going to go for both the side points here. But we do see Damien actually going to try and deal as much damage as possible here onto Infamous Django. Django doing a great job at doing some nice damage mitigation here. Going to be healing up to almost full here with that healing turret explosion. We are going to see Damien actually try and do some killing blow damage here onto Django. Django very, very low here. Going to try and pop the rest of his abilities. Not going to be the case there, and that is going to be a stomp onto Django, and they're going to be able to keep their close point and do a nice bit of damage here in the process. Man, unfortunately, Infamous 5 just in such far behind. They are literally 400 points behind. That's not something you can come back to from this map, and that is going to be them, unfortunately, not being able to move on to the semifinals, and we are going to see Logic Squad move on.
No, you never know.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. Like,
DC.
All of a sudden, they could just 3-cap for the next 4 minutes and just win. But that's probably not going to be the case here unless Logic Squad is just completely falls asleep at the keyboard simultaneously. Mm-hmm. But it could happen. We have seen some crazier things in Guild Wars 2 in the way that things have kind of progressed. But with the constant ticking up of points here for both teams one at a time, it's very, very likely that we're going to see Logic Squad take the gold, so to speak, for this best of 1 matchup here, and that is going to be another 2-cap, so that is indeed going to go into the favor of Logic Squad once again here. We are going to see Tenaku try, I don't think it's that name right, but whatever. Tenaku try and going to use that whirlwind that he just stole from one of the warriors here, but the Mesmer is actually going to push him off there, deal almost lethal fall damage to him, and he is going to come up with the short bow onto the roof and try and deal a lot of AoE damage here. Nicely done there by the thief there. Unfortunately, not going to be able to rally his teammate, and that is going to be a kill here for Tenaku. Very, very nicely done. Unfortunately, we are going to see the Logic Squad take the game and move on.
They did extremely well there. It was so strong on all of those points. And just using the map, there was a few 3-caps. One thing I noticed from Blue especially was the fact that they did down, I think I saw the Necro, he just came back up a good, I think 2 times at least. When he was down, they weren't taking care of the downs, which was a big problem for them. But yeah, I mean, they just got unlucky there, really, to be honest.
Yep.
Very unlucky.
I would definitely agree. And shout out to Valerian, who thinks snails are better than cheesecake.
Oh.
I definitely think cheesecake is way better.
Thank you. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sad. There's a bit of a shoutcaster